Hello everyone. We are going to see the topic web clients and web servers from the first unit of web technologies. Web client is a software that accesses a web server by sending the request message through the HTTP protocol and processing the resulting HTTP response coming from the server. A client is an application that communicates with the web server using the protocol HTTP. Any web client is designed to directly support the user access to web servers is known as the user agent. Browser is the most commonly used web client. The most common interface to the World Wide Web is a browser such as Mosaic, Netscape Navigator or Internet Explorer. Functions of the browser. The primary function of a web browser is to render HTML. HTML is the code used to design or mark up web pages. Each time a web browser loads a web page, it processes the HTML, which may include text, links and references to images and other items such as cascading style sheets and JavaScript functions. The browser processes these items, then renders them in a browser. Parts of browser. Each web page has an address. This will be indicated in the address bar. Most web pages will have the titles. The actual web page itself is displayed in the main web page window. This is the picture showing the browser. There is a there are the individual elements are marked here, like there is a space to type the address called as address space. Then different browser tabs we can open at a time. Then there is option to reload the previous page. Then we can go to the next page and the previous page. Then we can go to the home page. All the options will be there. Then the current web page is displaying on the window. So this image focuses on the main header of the browser. All the options are showing here. Address bar, search box is there. Then backward forward buttons are there. Close, refresh icons are there. Uniform resource locators is a string. It is an identifier to uniquely identify the resource. For example, it is similar to the uniform resource name URN. The URN is an identifier which identifies the resource using the unique names. For example, the syntax of URN is URN name resource name. For example, URN ISBN and the resource name is mentioned with the help of some unique digits. Similarly, uniform resource locator refers to the web address which will uniquely identifies a document over the internet. The document can be the web page, image, audio, video or anything else that is present on the web. There are two types of URLs are there, absolute URL and the relative URL. Absolute URL is the complete address of the resource on the web. It comprises of protocol used, server name, path name and the file name. For example, http www.abc.com. Then xyz is the path or folder name and the file name is index.html. This protocol tells how to handle the file. Other protocols may be of FTP, etc. Relative URL is a partial address of the web page. Unlike the absolute URL, the protocol and server parts are omitted from the relative URL. Relative URLs are used for internal links, that is to create links to files that are parts of same web page or the web pages on which you are placing the link. Absolute URL is used to link web pages on different websites, while the relative URL used to link web pages within the same website. Absolute URL is difficult to manage, but relative URL is easy to manage. Web servers. Web servers are the computers that supplies the files or services to the requesting computer over the internet. The request to the web pages is sent by the browser to the from the server, from the client to the server. The server will transfer the requested pages to the computer over the internet. The web servers will break the URL into three parts. The address will be broken into parts like protocol, server name, and the file name. The browser communicated with the name server to translate the server name into an IP address, which is used to connect to the server machine. Following the protocol, browser sends the GET request to the server asking for the particular file. The server machine translates the HTML content to the browser. The browser reads the HTML tags and formats the page onto the screen. In general, all the machines on the internet can be categorized as two types, server and clients. Server machine might have the software running on it that allows it to act as a web server, email server, and an FTP server. Client will be connected to the server machine to do so with a specific intent. So client directly send their request to the specific software running on the overall server machine. Access log file, which is maintained by the server, which will contain the information about every HTTP request processed by the server. Message log file. Similarly, the message log file is maintained by the web server, which will contain a variety of debugging and other information generated by the web applications and the server. So we all know the difference between the websites and the web server. Website is a set of linked documents associated with a particular person, organization, or topic that is held on a computer system and can be accessed as the part of the World Wide Web. The web server is a computing program which delivers content such as websites or web pages. Websites reside on the web server. Web server is actually a machine or a computer with high configuration. Configuring a server. The following are to be given higher importance while configuring a server. IP addresses and TCP ports that may be used to connect to the server. Number of subtasks will be created when the server is initialized. Maximum number of threads that will be allowed to exist simultaneously will be defined. Maximum number of TCP connection requests that will be queued if the server is already running its maximum number of threads. Length of time the server will wait after serving an HTTP request over a TCP connection before closing the connection if another request is not received. Everything will be defined in the server configuration. Logging. A web log file is automatically created and maintained by the web server. Every hit to the website, including each view of the HTML document, image, or other object, is logged and it is accounted in the server. There are several terminologies are maintained in the server. For example, directory where the log file will be written, then pattern information which will be written onto the log, then prefix string that will be used to begin the log file name, then resolve host, whether IP address or host names should be written onto the log file. Rotatable. This is the terminology which is used to decide whether or not the date should be added to the file name and file should be automatically rotated each day. These all parameters will be maintained in the log file. Then suffix, the string that will be used to end the log. So that's all about the web servers and web clients. Thank you.